With the addition of seasons to Fallout 76, everyone's been on the XP grind. With double XP coming soon, the grind is even more serious. I recently hit 100 after 2 weeks of grinding, and have gotten a bunch of requests on making a guide, so here it is. I'm Plastic Dreams, and here's how to increase your XP and score gains today. So let's talk build. The main requirement for this build is a whopping 15 intelligence. Now I don't give a heck what cards you use in intelligence itself, just as long as you got the big 1-5 big brain stats. This directly increases your XP, so the higher you get your intelligence, the better. You know what they say, the more big brains, the more XP gains. The first two cards that you're going to want to smack in this build are Inspirational and Strange in Numbers. Inspirational is going to give you 15% more XP when you're in a team, and Strange in Numbers is going to give you a 25% boost to those freaky Ninja Turtle powers you have, just as long as you got another Ninja Turtle on your team. With the introduction of public teams, it shouldn't be too hard to get into a team with someone who is mutated and really boost those stats, as some of your mutations will affect your intelligence, and that's exactly what we want. The next card is going to be Curator. When you're chewing on bobbleheads in magazines like a teething toddler, you're going to want to make sure those buffs last longer. You're going to want to stockpile as many leader or intelligence bobbleheads and Live and Love or Backwoodsman magazines, and this just makes sure you get more use out of it. We'll talk about those more later. Next up is Chem Fiend. Now who doesn't love chems? Well, now you can love chems longer and let your poor wasteland teeth rest from chewing up all those berry mentats, you absolute animal. Combine this with a Biocom Mesh mod on your chest piece, and Berry Mentats goes from a puny 5 minutes of big brain time to a whopping 12. Now, that's just efficiency. Next is a situational perk for when the sun goes down, and that is Night Person. I recommend sticking it where the sun doesn't shine, quite literally, as it's going to give you 3 intelligence at night, and that's just more XP during your late night Taco Bell run. Of course, on your way to the bell, you're going to want to grab some pick-me-ups, and for all your gathering needs, you're going to want Green Thumb. Whenever you're picking anything, make sure you have this on first. It's going to increase all of your yields, and it makes me happy. It makes you happy, we're all happy. Alright, so you've got the build, you've got the cards, and you're thinking about chalupas. What next? Well, it's all about that gear. Let's talk about it. Now I'm going to recommend to try to get your hands on a full set of Unyielding +1 intelligence armor. Now you can wear just full Unyielding and it'll still be good, just not as good, and this is all about being big brains, so I'm going to say start out with that set and upgrade to +1 intelligence on each piece as you can. You're also going to want to grab a set of Shielded Casual Under Armor. Now this is going to give you 3 Charisma, 1 Luck, but of course the big one is 3 Intelligence. Now once you've got your gear, remember this is a bloodied build. You're going to want to be low health all the time so you can focus on the finer things like blowing up super mutants and following the nutritional values of your favorite wasteland foods. Now speaking of, let's talk mutations and food buffs. Now one of the first tasty serums you're going to want to slurp down is called Egghead. Egghead is going to give you a great boost to your intelligence, and it's even further increased with Strange in Numbers, so long as you have another freak on your team. The next mutation is going to be a choice of either carnivore or herbivore. What you pick here decides what food buffs you craft. Now if you're a carnivore, you're going to want to make Tasty Squirrel Stew and Broiled Scorched Beast Brains. If you're a herbivore, you're going to want to make Cranberry Relish and Brain Bombs. For the sake of this guide, we're doing herbivore, but if you want to smack on some Scorched Beast and Squirrels, be my guest. Of course, whichever one you pick, you're going to note that you're only going to be able to eat those type of foods to get those type of buffs, and whatever buffs you get from those foods will be increased depending, of course, on the mutation. Since we're a herbivore, all of our fruit and veggie buffs are going to be even stronger because we're a herbivore and we've got those big brain vegan powers, I guess. For the rest of the mutations, that's up to you and your needs. I recommend if you go marsupial, which most people do, to craft or purchase a bunch of marsupial serums and take them as prescribed by your new wasteland doctor, me. Every few hours or so, I guess, so it just ensures that you get the whopping 1 intelligence back that it usually takes away from the negative. We don't need that. We want all of it. Give me all of it. Now let's talk about food buffs again. To make Cranberry Relish, which gives you a % chance of increased XP, you're going to need some non-diseased cranberries, so get those nasty diseased ones out of my Amazon pantry. I did not order those. And you're going to need gourds and sugar. The rest is typical cooking stuff, so make sure you turn the no-no water into kinda yes-yes water and boil the heck out of it. For cranberries, I recommend Sunrise Field and Max Farm. There's going to be some big ol' Marler queens wanting to spit in your mouth, so you're going to want to take care of them while you're there. They also give good XP, so note that for later. For gourds, you're going to want to start growing these bad boys at your camp. You can pick 5 starter gourds at Rally Clay's bunker and get to growing. Now once you've grown and harvested a bunch, remember to use green thumb or I'm going to smack you. You're going to need sugar. Now you can find sugar all over the place in various kitchens in 76, or you can do the big brain and craft it. Now head on over to the water near Flatwoods and grab all those snaptail reeds you can find. Once you do that, head on back to your trusty cooking pot or grill and grind that sugar out. After that, just mix them all up and make some relish. Now if you need the recipe, I check my dude Antoine at White Springs, he usually has it. For brain bombs, you're going to need some good old brain fungus, some Mothman eggs, some purified water, yeah, I'm talking about the good stuff, and sugar bombs. Now I like to go to Hopewell Cave in the deep for my fungus, but you know, it's all over the place, so you can find tons of it throughout the map. For Mothman eggs, I'd head to Point Pleasant, take out those horny on Main cultists, and grab you some eggs. You can also find some at other cultist camps. As for sugar bombs, there are so many spawns and they're not always guaranteed, so I suggest kind of googling them or just kind of looking around. You're sure to find them. Just make sure that you grab the ones that are irradiated. If it doesn't have rads, it doesn't go in the cooking pot, and I don't want them. Now you'll notice that the irradiated ones have a messed up box, and that's how we like it. If you happen to have the Sanitron or the Fashnak Protectron at your camp, sugar bombs can also spawn in their loot pool, so have at it. Now once you have everything, smash them on down together and make you some good old brain bombs. Brain bombs will give you an increased intelligence, and remember, since we're a herbivore, it's going to be even more. So you've got the food, but what about the other consumables? Now make sure to hoard as many of the leader and intelligence bobbleheads like I said. If you're a herbivore, hoard Live and Love 3s, and if you're a carnivore, hoard Backwoodsman 6. This will increase the benefits of the food buffs you have. For general XP gains, Live and Love 8 will give you a 5% XP when on a team. I suggest trying to find as many of those as possible. For Chems, don't forget to hoard those Berry Mentats, as it gives you 5 intelligence for 5 minutes, or, if you followed what I was laying down earlier, 12 minutes of playtime. Once you've got all of that, don't forget to get your well rested at your camp. If you happen to have an ally, it'll be called Kindred Spirit, and if you got down and dirty and romanced them, you'll get Lover's Embrace. No matter the name, it's the same bonus XP, just make sure you have it active. And if you die, you will have to go back and reset it, so don't go dying on me. Now that you have everything set, it's time to farm. I'll leave a map in the description of all the places I like to farm, but you're mainly going to want to smack a ton of super mutants. Places like West Tech, Huntersville, National Isolated Radio Array, and Crevice Dam are going to be the main ones. Now don't forget places like White Springs, you're going to want to clear everything there, including the sentry bots, as they have some hefty XP inside. I also like to clear other places with the big boy enemies, like the Deathclaw at Hopewell Cave and the substation above Watoga. You can also go around Bogtown and Solomon's Pond for those big old behemoths. Honestly, it's just a ton of server hopping and enemy smacking from here on out. You're going to start breezing through levels, and with double XP almost here, you'll breeze through them even faster if you follow this guide. For events, I say any event in the high level areas are going to be good. I like Guided Meditation, Radiation Rumble, Light in the Sand, Heart of the Swamp, and of course, Queens and Encrypted. Now I'm going to show you a little trick. You see, with public teams, you're going to always want to be on a building team for most farming because that's where the big brain boys hang out. Of course, if there's a legendary enemy, switching it real quick to kill it and then switching it back is going to net you far more XP. Combine this with switching for the end of events, and you've got yourself a little XP combo. You can do this at the Queen and Encrypted for some major XP gains. Also, remember when you're advancing in levels, you'll get lunchboxes. Each time you or someone near you pops a lunchbox, it gives you a 25% boost to XP up to 100%. Now be warned, these things are a bit buggy and not approved by the FDA, so be careful. Now with this guide and some lunchboxes applied, you're going to start hitting the cap on big enemies and events all over the place. At the Queen, with enough bonus XP and by using the combo, you can get up to 4k for her death and 6k for the event. Considering every 10,000 XP that you get, you complete the score repeatable, that's another 100 score right in your pocket. I hope this guide helps you, and I may start making other guides like this in the future. I definitely will be making some type of videos. If you liked it, give me a firm smash of that like button, share it with your friends, subscribe, do all of the YouTube stuff people always say. Another thing that I want to mention is that if you want to follow me on Twitch, you can follow me at Plastic Dreams. You can either type that in on Twitch, or you could just go to plasticdreams.tv. Also, don't forget to follow my partner, Lost Foxy. You can do the same, go to Lost Foxy on Twitch or lostfoxy.com. Either way, we both stream 76, well, she streams it more, and we're both always willing to help. We also have a Discord that you can find on her stream. They'll link you to a community of people willing to help you in any way. If anyone you know is looking to grind score and XP, send them here. If you like the music in the background, that's some music that I made a while back. I'm looking to release all of the music that I've made that were instrumentals and any future instrumental music, maybe some synthwave. Anyway, anything like that is going to be released on my SoundCloud, and you'll be able to download it or listen to it royalty free, put it on your streams, and no DMCAs, so everyone wins. Anyway, have a good one, guys.